Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and the Red Wolf joined again with another Sword Art Online or the Underworld review. Just a quick note. Sorry you're getting this so late in the day. Me and Denzel, I kid you not. For me this morning, something came up. I had to take my brother and my sister to the dentist while Denzel had to take care of some personal stuff with his mom. So
Yeah,
um we couldn't get it out on typically like maybe probably like 20 minutes after the episode is done airing. So we're kind of late. Hopefully this does not happen next week. I promise you it won't happen next week because one, Sword Art Online is coming to a close. The only other thing really weekend wise that might get affected is probably just some other anime reviews, mostly Sunday stuff that goes on the channel because school's coming back for me this upcoming Monday, and I'm not looking forward to it. But anyways, let's talk about this episode because we get the final battle with Kirito and Gabriel, who for some reason reminded me of Solaris from Sonic '06, just from the standpoint of the godly type of power. So yeah.
he's relentless.
Bruh, I don't even, dude, I do not even know what the fudge that was, bro. Like, look, I know I said Gabriel was like on some OP stuff, but this man Gabriel really was on some OP stuff. If we really thought Xenon could have handled him, we were definitely wrong. Um, Look, could you consider what Gabriel did an ass pull? Yes, but I understand why they did it. They wanted to have Kirito defeat a really crazy big bad. Um, Gabriel in this episode somehow is stronger than Def Gun. Um, Seems like he's even stronger than freaking Kayaba, to be honest, from season one. You know,
Oh, yeah,
I
he's
don't know.
he's way stronger than Kanye.
Yeah.
He- wait,
Like I said, do I not like the fact that this dude was OP as freaking hell? Yes, but I understand why they did it. I will say his little weird looking demon form type of thing did look pretty badass looking. I will have to admit to that. And that's why I said it. I'm sorry. That's why it reminded me if you played the video game Sonic '06, it's not exactly looks like him, but it took me back to that part in the story when you're fighting Solaris, which is the final boss in Sonic '06. But yeah, I thought the episode was good, especially that anticlimactic cliffhanger. But yeah, we're kind of just gonna go around this video. There's nothing much here to talk about. Like I didn't even take notes. This episode was just talking. I mean, was just straight up fighting, like legit, just fighting. So I'm gonna leave it to my co-host because he actually wants to talk a lot here about what he saw.
what do I even say about this? I love the I just love the fight scene between him and Gabriel. I mean, it started out pretty difficult for Kirito. Like he had a few limbs chopped off, if you know what I
Dude,
mean.
limbs, he lost his whole.
What is it with
Huh?
what is it with Gabriel with chopping off people's legs? What is it with Gabriel with chopping
I
off
feel
people's legs?
like it gets closer to the soul.
Yeah, okay. First Xenon, and now Kirito's legs.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kirito was basically buying time for Asuna and Alice to get to the thing,
The world's
and
end.
mhm, yeah, and that's where like those two started clashing. Kirito was kind of like in a losing battle, even though he was using dual wielding, which we all thought was OP, but turns out it's not. um, and Kirito was like on the verge of like I don't know, like dying pretty much until he heard like Yujio's voice
The hell,
telling him like
Yu-Gi-Oh saved his damn
telling him that
head. Huh?
as you as usual, and right when Gabriel was about to take his life, Kirito was like, I forgot what he said.
Yeah.
Enhanced armament? No.
He said something like that. Um. So.
No.
No. Yu-Gi-Oh saved him when
Increase.
it looked like he was
No,
about to die.
I forgot. Release recollection. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Release recollection. That. He does the Blue Rose sword binding thing, and then with his other sword. To say he kind of did a Dragon Ball Super Spirit Sword Trunks move here. I kid you not, it's legit what that was because you pan over to like every character in the Underworld. It doesn't matter what race. They go from Alice's sister to the damn freaking goblins who were attacking her. You know, it's like they essentially give all their trust and all their energy in Kirito's like attack. And like I said, it's like a spirit sword thing from Dragon Ball Super if you saw that. And that's when for like I think the freaking second time or the third time in this entire series, he used a starburst dream or stream or whatever it's called. I'll just say this. What? What?
The second. Are you the second time? Are you referring to in the movie or against Quinella?
I thought he didn't use it against Quinella.
Yeah, I thought so. I was just making sure because you said the series.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, in the grand scheme of Sword Art Online, that's what I was saying. But like I was saying, like for somebody's final best attack, you sure as hell don't use it a lot. Hey, at least he didn't get blocked. Hint, hint, that was from RDC World. He blocked my Starburst stream. I love those guys.
Oh my god! How many times are you going to use that?
Watch those guys. Those guys are great. Anyways, he does that. What?
Getting back into the comparison between Dragon Ball Super and what they did here in SAO, would you say that they did that kind of scene better in SAO or in Dragon Ball Super?
Probably better in SAO because in Dragon Ball Super it makes no effing sense. At least in here it makes sense.
Yeah,
In Dragon Ball Super, Trunks absorbs the energy like it's a damn spirit bomb, and his sword is gigantic as hell, even though there's like 8 Earthlings on the planet.
There's probably more, but yeah.
Um,
You're right.
yeah, he beats Gabriel because of it, and it leaves a gigantic explosion. Things you get from Alice, nothing other than you just see her crying. And it seems like if somehow we know by the time what happens at the end of the episode, it seems like Alice and Austin really are going to be fighting over Kirito because I think Alice really does love Kirito as much as Austin loves him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to represent a tear going down.
I think romantic feelings or not, I think those who just have a rivalry in general.
I guess you can say that. But let's be honest, it is our first time seeing him like conscious since everything that happened with Quinella.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I can understand why she's crying because she's just happy to see that he's conscious again. Fun fact: he almost lost consciousness again at the start of the episode. But thanks to Yu-Gi-Oh again saving his ass again, he manages to remember himself. I was about to say, oh, not this again. Um, yeah. Before we talk about the ending, Gabriel of this episode, all I gotta say is, compared to past SAO villains, this dude is not only the strongest, but he takes the case from probably being the most sadistic, even more sadistic than Sugo, because this guy is crazy.
Yeah, yes and no. At least he's not exactly a pervy type, if you know what I mean.
We'll tell that to Sinon.
He's just. You're right, but that wasn't really, like Sugo, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know how Sugo was.
Well,
I get what you mean.
he did all that stuff in spite of Kirito, just to get Kirito pissed off for that. As disgusting as that was, um, still,
Jokes on him.
yeah. Um. Anyways, yeah, I thought he was sadistic as hell this episode, especially when he like transforms into that like I guess god devil like creature type of demon thing. Um, it not only reminded me of Solaris from the Sonic 06 final battle, but just the way he was talking in some cases, it really reminded me of Merge Zamasu, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Hearing his voice doing all that screeching and laughing, yeah.
Yeah, especially when it was like, the Zamasu that kind of freaking just took over like the universe essentially. That what it took me back. And I was like, Jesus, this guy isn't crazy. I'm like, and there was an interesting thing too here where we're leading into the end of the episode where Kirito, is like, yeah, I can't stall for time here. This guy's gotta die. Otherwise everybody else here is screwed. Um, so yeah, after he does the big final attack, which beats Gabriel. Now they don't even cut to what happens with Gabriel in the real world, so we don't know if he's like stuck in the STL or if he.
We'll probably go figure that out in the next episode.
Yeah. Anyways, I freaking forgot to mention this. This was also a how might I say an homage. In the fight, you see Kirito have his black wings from ALO, which is an homage to season 1, part 2 of that part, or just the ALO part of Sword Art Online, which I did mark out. I'm not gonna lie, I marked out when I saw the wings. Even though that's not my favorite part of SAO, I still marked out as hell, which again keeps the tradition of them throwing back and having all these homages to past SAO moments, which makes it sound like I said. I know there's like a future arc of SAO after the Alicization arc, but the fact that they're just identifying this as the final season, with everything they're doing within these like last couple of episodes, they're really making it sound like, okay, that's it. No more Sword Art Online after this. But I believe we will get more Sword Art Online.
I mean, do we have any guarantees that they're gonna like animate the next season? The next season after Alicization?
It's up to, I believe, it's up to Aniplex if they want to do that. It's up to Aniplex. If Aniplex wants to do it, then they'll do it. If they don't want to, and they just either stop SAO or hit the reboot or whatever. If it's going to be the last season of SAO, they got to have, even knowing that there's more stuff, they better end it like on a pretty like scale where it's, it's SAO doesn't have to be brought back again. Like, everybody's fine and stuff like that, which the only way they could do that is probably have like some kind of like, I don't know, 10-year time skip where you see an older Kirito and Asuna obviously married, and I don't know, maybe creating their own game. But like I said, I know there's another arc ahead of this. Huh?
If that's their game.
Yeah.
Creating another game.
Like I said, they did this with Fairy Tail when they call it Fairy Tail the final season. Although right now, currently, Fairy Tail is still continuing in the form of the manga in 100 Year Quest, which hopefully that gets animated for my case because I would like to see that animated. But they always put the final season just as a representation for the final season of that arc. It doesn't generically mean, oh, the final season of SAO, you're not getting no more nothing. Otherwise, it would say as the SAO finale, the end is here. So yeah. Anyways, at the end of the episode, everybody who was in the underworld seems like they just vanished. They go back to the real world. I don't know what happened to the underworld characters. They don't show what happened to them. But everybody you see who used to be in the real world, they all go back to their regular selves. So yeah, they're transported. Above the scene, above their like stuff, you see like the accelerating thing. So Kirito, it's all sunny and everything again. Kirito flies to the world end altar, and it's seemingly like he knows that he's already too late to do this. He says, "I'm sorry, everybody." Well, he mentions all everybody's names. He says he's sorry and stuff like that. So it seems like Kirito's going to live out his 200 years out in the underworld until he hears footsteps, and then when he looks up, he sees Asuna right before him with him, and he is just shocked to believe that she stayed behind with him. So I'm guessing it seems like Asuna and Kirito will be staying in the underworld for the next 200 years. Now, how that translates to real world life, I don't know. We're just going to find out next because we know they're going to find some way to get out of there. There's going to be some sort of way. Kikoka and the others will be like, no, there's actually a way we can bring you out of here. It's going to probably be a risk, but we can bring you out. So, yeah. And that's when they ended off, right as they're looking at each other when they pan out, which I was so pissed that they did that shit.
I can't be too mad. I'm not really mad. At least it didn't end up the series there. That's where I'll get mad.
Yeah. You don't need to tell me twice. Like I said, this episode was really good. They had a climax. I feel in the next few episodes, SAO, when, like I said, Kirito and Asuna are gonna find some way to get out, thanks to Kikoka and the others. They'll find some way to get out. They'll resolve everything. Obviously, we'll probably see those secret government agents get arrested by the Japanese government. We'll probably, see the conclusion to the Alice's part of the story. Again, like I said, my prediction is she'll probably be put in ALO and she'll be like an AI like Yui. And, maybe they'll introduce her into the real world the way they did Yuki. But who knows where they could be going. All I know is the next few episodes, I think the last few episodes we're going to get for Alicization is probably just going to be the climax to the arc and how it wraps up. And then I guess we'll just, curl fingers and give our peace, hoping that there's a season 4. So yeah, episode was good. I had a blast. I know we didn't really talk much because, let's be honest, there was really no big dialogue points other than the fight and then the end credits of that, last moment there. So
the animation.
Yeah. Oh, the animation was great. The animation for Kirito versus Gabriel was legit. Some of the best animation you can ask for. It was honestly, honest to goodness, movie budget animation, to be honest. So I will respect Sword Art Online as when they want to give you a visually stunning episode, they'll put the money into giving you some good animation. So that is something you can appreciate, even if you do not like Sword Art Online.
I bet those SAO haters just stopped in season 2.
Yeah, it is what it is. Look, maybe to me, my thing is this. If an anime isn't your cup of tea, okay, that's fine. You don't have to watch it. You shouldn't have to trash it because then if you're trashing it, it's just going to give other people's opinions on it already thinking it's bad. It's the same thing with Fairy Tail, I got to say. People trash Fairy Tail because, yes, do some of the story points make no absolute sense. Yes, but I still think it's pretty good. When I watched the entire series, there was only like really two arcs that I didn't really like out of the series, but I enjoyed Fairy Tail. Animes that get unnecessary hate just because it's just a trend to hate on the anime or something like that. Okay, listen, I say this. Just say, hey, check it out. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You shouldn't have to trash it. That's the one thing I hate about anime people, or people who watch anime. That if something is just known to be bad, they'll pass it on to other people who are just trying to watch the series for the first time, blind, and what is it? They'll trash it, which makes the person who's watching it for the first time get a bad impression. And then, it becomes a trend. Oh, don't watch that. That's terrible. Listen, like I said, Sword Art Online, like in Fairy Tales type of range, is everything good? Or do I think everything's good about SAO? No. There's some things about SAO I don't like. I'm going to be honest. Some of the arcs I just don't like. I didn't like season one's back half of the arc with all that stuff. I thought it was like, okay, but it wasn't all what the first half was. I definitely didn't like the second half of the season for season two. Well, a little bit. The middle part of it was I hated the most. But, was
Yeah,
there some
yeah, the middle part was just filler. The next arc right there, I'm okay with the second arc.
Yeah, did Alicization start off pretty slow to an extent because you're getting introduced to new characters instead of your typical Asanas, Sinons, Lifas, Kleins, and stuff? Yes, and it might not be your cup of tea, but you shouldn't just openly go out there and trash it, say SAO is garbage and stuff like that. Like I said, SAO is good in its own ways. You don't have to trash it, but hey, if you want to trash it, trash it. Just don't trash it to people who want to check it out because they might actually have a different opinion than you might. But that's all I just wanted to say. Anything else you would like to say?
How are they going to get out of there? I'm still questioning it.
It's gonna be. Uh, it's gonna have to be something. Otherwise, unless they say, "Oh, yeah, you'll be stuck in there for like 200 years, but when you come back, it will feel like no time had really passed." Which, if they pulled that thing, what was the point with the whole stressing of getting the hell out of there in the first place was a problem. If they pull that card, I'm sorry, that's a criticism I have to give SAO because it's like, well, then what's the point in like
What did they say 200 years in the real world time or 200 years in the underworld time?
200 years in the underworld time. So obviously, who knows? They could probably be getting out in like 5 minutes, and it will feel like 200 years passed in there. I know it's weird, but it's that whole thing with how different time works out. It's like that one thing in Fairy Tale when they went into the celestial spirit world. They were in there for like 10 minutes, but then when they came back, 3 months had passed. Something like that. I know it's confusing as hell. It would make no freaking sense, but I guess that's the only way they can try to pull that plot point. But again, it's like I said, it is what it is. Deal with it.
Okay, this has nothing to do with the anime, but it's from the game. From what I can tell, I'd say from what I can tell, 24 minutes equals a day in the underworld. 24 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, so, oh my, yeah, it's confusing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and plus, I don't even think you can compare the games to even though technically the game follows the exact same storyline as the anime, but yeah, look, we'll find out next week. There's gonna be some way they're gonna get out of there because they're just not gonna leave our two favorite characters of the series in an underworld, and they're just gonna be like, okay, goodbye, season over. Find out next time to see what happens with them, or they just live happily after. Who knows? Maybe in that time we'll see them grow and maybe have a kid or something like that. I guess.
Yui's gonna have a sibling.
I guess they could do some pan over time. You know, like I said, they could do something where Keith Kolka just says, yeah, they're gonna be in there 200 years, but we'll just have to wait for them for like maybe a few minutes or so, and then it'll be good to go.
Mhm.
Um, Now, like I said, if they pull that card, I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, great. So much for the tension there, Keith Kolka. But I guess there would be like some kind of pan over to see the life Kirito and Asuna have in the underworld, which would be nice.
Mhm.
Which I guarantee you they'll just be like, if they do go that route, I definitely know that it's going to show them officially, well, in the underworld version, getting married again, and potentially having a kid in there. So yeah, we're just going to find out next week. Again, it sucks. When I watch SAO, I'm going to be in school again. So other than that, that's all we got to say for this video of SAO. So any other final thoughts? Or are we good?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm still left speechless on that ending.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here. So if you guys like this video, leave a like. Again, put in the comment section your thoughts on this episode, your thoughts on the Gabriel versus Kirito fight, as well as put your predictions for how Kirito and Asuna will potentially escape. Now, if you've seen or read the light novel, please do not put that in the spoilers. Do not put that in the comment section, please. Again, just have to stress that enough, as much as the next guy. So yeah. As well, if you want to get more SAO content, since the season's going to be wrapping down, and soon me and Denzel we're going to do our season 3 review for the entirety of Sword Art Online. Um, yeah, so look forward to that, as well as look forward to tomorrow, because we're going to review one of the biggest One Piece arcs, the Alabasta arc. Tomorrow, I'm actually in the mode of getting my notes done to prepare for that video. So yeah, but other than that, we're going to get out of here. Hopefully, you guys having a great rest of your day. So on behalf of me and Denzel, stay safe out there. Peace.